All right, everyone may be seated. Good afternoon. Mr. Presiding Juror, it is my understanding the jury has reached a verdict on both issues. Okay, if you'd hand it please to Deputy King.
And just like that, the entire courtroom shifts into one of the most consequential moments in any capital murder trial, the reading of the jury's answers. In Texas, these special issues aren't just procedural paperwork. They're the legal mechanism that determines whether a defendant receives life without parole or a death sentence. Every word from this point forward carries enormous weight.
Answers to special issues. Special issue number 1, whether there is a probability that the defendant would commit criminal acts of violence that would constitute a continuing threat to society. Answer, we, the jury, unanimously find beyond a reasonable doubt that the answer to special issue number 1 is yes, signed by the presiding juror. Special issue number 2, whether taking into consideration all the evidence, including the circumstances of the offense.
This is the decisive turning point. The jury unanimously rejected the argument that sufficient mitigating circumstances warranted a life sentence instead of death. In capital cases, mitigation can include background, mental health, personal history, and other factors. Here, the jury concluded those factors did not outweigh the case for the death penalty. What do you think is the hardest responsibility a jury can face, determining guilt or deciding punishment?
The defendant's character and background, and the personal moral culpability of the defendant. There is a sufficient mitigating circumstance or circumstances to warrant that a sentence of life imprisonment without parole rather than a death sentence be imposed. Answer, we, the jury, unanimously find that the answer to special issue number 2 is no, signed by the presiding juror. Does either side desire a poll?
No, Your Honor. No, Your Honor.
Ms. Anderson, Mr. Goebel, is there any legal reason why sentence should not be pronounced?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Horner, if you'd stand, please. It's the order of the court that you, Tanner Lynn Horner, has been adjudged to be guilty of the offense of capital murder as found by the jury. Jury having answered the special issues, making it mandatory that your punishment be death. It is therefore the order of this court that your punishment be death. Before the hour of sunrise on a date to be determined by this court, upon a mandate of affirmance issued by the Texas Court of Criminal Appeals at the State Penitentiary in Huntsville, Texas.
The judge's language may sound formal and mechanical, but what you're hearing is one of the most serious sentencing pronouncements in the American legal system. Notice something important, though. This is not the end of the legal process. Death penalty cases automatically trigger extensive appellate review, and those appeals can continue for years as higher courts examine every aspect of the conviction and sentence.
You will be caused to die in accordance with the rules and regulations established by the Texas Department of Criminal Justice until you, said Tanner Horner, are dead. Said execution procedure shall be determined and supervised by the Director of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice. The clerk of this court shall issue a death warrant in accordance with this sentence directed to the Director of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice for that purpose. Clerk shall deliver such warrant to the Sheriff of this county and to be by him delivered to the Director of the Department of Criminal Justice together with you.
The courtroom now transitions from legal procedure to something deeply personal, victim impact statements. These moments aren't about proving guilt or arguing punishment anymore. They're an opportunity for family members to describe the human cost of the crime and the lasting impact left behind. This is often where the emotional reality of a case becomes impossible to ignore.
And you will remand to the custody of the Tarrant County Jail to await transportation to the Texas Department of Criminal Justice at Huntsville, Texas, and the execution of this sentence. I will sign this death sentence as required by law. Your appeal of the finding of this guilt by the jury and their determination of the answers to the question in this sentence are automatically appealed to the Texas Court of Criminal Appeals in Austin, Texas. You will be appointed a lawyer to represent you on direct appeal, and your lawyer will receive a copy of the record of this case at no charge. You have the right to have a second lawyer to represent you on writs of habeas corpus. It's a separate matter from your direct appeal. Do you wish to have counsel appointed for your writ purposes?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then I will appoint you written lawyers for that. Ms. Anderson, Mr. Goebel, if you will remain on his case pending his decision, and we have all the appellate paperwork filled out, I have received his acknowledgement certification of the right to appeal, and I appreciate you doing that. You may be seated. Is there an allocution? He may speak. He may speak from wherever he feels the most comfortable.
I'm Elijah Strand. I'm Jacob's brother, Athena's uncle.
Listen to how the speaker describes more than the loss of a person. He's talking about lost milestones, future memories, and experiences that will never happen. Victim impact testimony often focuses on this idea, the ripple effect of a crime extending far beyond a single moment and affecting an entire network of family, friends, and future generations.
There are no words that truly capture the devastation that Tanner Horner caused us and our family. What he took from this world was not just a child. He took a life, a future, and a piece of every single person who loved him. He took a granddaughter, a daughter, a niece, a cousin, and a friend. She would call me Uncle Elijah because she, for the longest time, couldn't say the Elijah part of my name. It was the best thing to see her running up to me with her arms open, yelling, "Uncle Elijah." And that's one of my last memories I have of her. And now I get to never hear that again. I think it was more than a headline. She was laughter, curiosity, kindness, and innocence. And she had dreams that she will never get to chase. Birthdays that she will never celebrate. And a life she'll never get to live because of his actions. Our family has been left with an emptiness that can never be filled. I have 3 daughters, 2 that got to meet her and grow with her, and 1 that will never meet. And he took that away from them as well, a cousin and a friend.
This statement has shifted from grief to direct confrontation. The speaker is addressing the defendant personally, combining moral judgment, religious conviction, and the pain of a family still living with the consequences of the crime. Whether viewed through a legal, emotional, or ethical lens, this is the kind of courtroom moment that stays with people long after the proceedings end. What part of this testimony stands out most to you?
He stole a sense of safety from all of us in our family. Me and my wife just got comfortable enough to let our kids play outside, and that's even in our backyard. It's not close to the road. He's robbed us of safety, peace, and our trust in the world, and forever changed who we are as a family. When we are left to carry grief that never fades, we are left with questions that will still never have answers. And we are left trying to honor a beautiful little girl whose life was taken in the most senseless and horrific way. Tanner Horner, I want you to hear this correctly. You did not just take a life, you destroyed a family. You took a little girl who trusted the world and repaid that innocence with violence. You chose to cause pain that will last generations. You say you found God, but what you did to Athena stands in direct opposition to everything that you now claim to believe. In Matthew 18:6 it says, if anyone causes one of these little ones to stumble, it would be better for them to have a millstone hung around their neck and to be drowned. That is how seriously harm against a child is judged. And you will be judged. You will face the wrath of God. But I want you to know that you are nothing.